Hello everyone, this is Sandana Krishnan here from System Commands. Okay, today's session is about week 1 to 4 revision session. Okay, we will go by week. If you have any doubt on the go with respect to the concept we are discussing, you may ask. Anything else, you can wait up to the end of the session. Okay. Can everyone see my terminal now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. We'll start with simply echo. If you want to print anything to the standard output, I mean, in this case here, the screen, we simply use echo. Okay. With respect to echo, it may not be much, but practically it will be very much useful. Echo doesn't always give a new line after the command. Okay? So if you don't want that to happen, you can use this -n tag until it will not give the new line. I already have a new line here, so it is not giving a new line now. Also, if you use echo to use the tab character, in that case, you have to use the option -e. Here it's a tab. Any doubt with respect to this? No?
Business, sir.
Any doubt with respect to us echo or
Sir, is it audible, sir?
Yes, yes.
Sir, in quiz, all these options we need to remember.
Oh no. I mean, not much. I mean, you don't need to remember much. In the quiz, it should not be like a memory based. Of course, there will be some questions which you have to be known of. I mean, those are very basic things. If you don't know that thing, let's say you have to know what does the CD do or what does the LS do, like that. These kind of things you have to know.
Sir, I'm asking these parameters, hyphen E, hyphen L. Do we need to?
Not much. But with respect to specific commands, we have to know. Let's say grep or we'll come to that. But very not everything, not which command we use often, you have to know.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Next.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, can you speak a bit louder? Because your voice is not proper audible.
Okay, 1 minute. Is it better now?
Yes, sir. Now it's better.
Okay. I'll start with how do we know which version, which OS we are using? That we can know by the command uname. Simply giving the command uname will give the serial number. But if you want to know all the details, so it's my host name and the kernel which I am running is 5.13. 3.0. Then we need to know the present working directory. So the command will be used as payload. So it's my present working directory. Also the hyphen indicates the home directory. Yeah, with respect to CD, I will use that. CD will generally change the directory.
So your voice is not audible, sir.
There is some noise coming, sir. Are you
Yeah,
speaking?
it's breaking actually.
Okay, just hold on a minute. Is it better now? Is there any noise?
Yes, now it's okay.
Yes, sir. Now it's better.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, the YouTube link for this session is, I think, the old one. It's not the new one. Is it streamed on YouTube? I just it will be available later.
Yeah, it is streamed on YouTube.
But the link you have given is for the earlier session.
Okay, but if you go to the IITM
No,
channel,
it's
right?
working fine, sir. It's
Yeah.
working fine.
Yeah, if you go to the IITM channel now, it will show the live session. It is showing there.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway,
I
I'll
clicked
look
the
into
link in the calendar
calendar.
and it was showing the earlier session actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's working fine.
Yeah.
That is working fine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. mkdir means we are creating a new directory, dir1. So cd into the directory 1. Okay. With respect to cd, cd tilde will the tilde will be expanded to the slash my username. If I go there, it will immediately go to the home directory. Now my present directory is now. If I want to go the previous directory which I was worked on, then you have to use cd hyphen. Yeah, the present directory has been changed. Also that dot indicates the current directory. cd dot will be recursively working on change into current directory. If you want to go back to the previous directory, double dot will map to the parent directory. Okay. Okay, then move on to ls. Any doubt with respect to cd? Change directory command.
So,
No,
like,
sir.
what's the difference between root and home directory?
Okay. Let's say root is the let's say asymmetry, like whatever tree you have studied on PDF or anywhere. That tree, that root of the tree is the let's say which is called a slash here. Within slash there will be multiple directories. Let's say better I will explain. Okay. Let's say slash is the primary directory from which every directory will be assigned, which is located. You cannot go back level up before the slash. Slash is the root. So within the root, your home directory will be located. Generally, the home directory will be located at slash home slash your username. Here, Krishna in my case. So home directory is the directory which specifically for a user, they have all access on. They can do anything within the home directory. So if you see the permission of the home directory, okay, the dot refers to the home directory, which I have all the permission, read, write, and execute permission. But no other groups or no other user can access my home directory here in this case. But root on the other hand, it's like it's the topmost directory which contains all the necessary directories and files. But that doesn't have access for everyone. If you see here, it's the root directory. So I don't other users have read permission, execute permission, but they don't have write permission. Only the user root have the permission to write on that folder. Is it clear? Those are two separate directory. Home directory is located inside the root directory.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, we'll be done with the PD and we'll list LS stand for list. So if you don't know what is the command, simply say what is space ls or whatever the command is. It will give a small brief description about the command. List directory contents. Okay. The many important thing or very important options with respect to ls you have to know are -i. Okay. One is -a or the standard formality _all, which lists all the directory which are even hidden. Generally, a file or directory, its name was starting with a dot, then it's default hidden by Linux. If you want to see the directory, you have to use ls-a. Also, -d will list only the directories. Okay, other in case the -i will give the inode of the file and directory. These are very basic comments we have to know much. And -l, which is the long form, which give the all, not only the directory, it will give the permission, who is the owner, all those details.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, do we need to remember like it is ls space -i? There is one more command for that, ls space _inode. So like this we
No,
do.
no,
we
no,
need-
not much.
Okay.
I mean, these are the very basic things you will be using very much. That those are the things you have to know.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. And I'll go to the manipulation of files and directories. Okay. Okay. Let's say if I want to create a file, I have to use the command touch, or you can use cat as well. So file one. So I have created a file. So similarly, I can create a one more file with cat as well. In that case, after giving the redirection, I can type what the content file. Control D, it will escape. If I use the cat to list out the file to the content folder. But if you use touch to create a file, it will be simply empty. I mean, unless there is a file which is the same name, touch will simply change the access name. That's it.
So
If the file was not there, it will create a new file. Yes.
I don't understand the first line, like cat arrow file 2.
Okay. Okay. Cat generally what does is it will redirect it to whatever you are giving inside. It will redirect to the standard output. Okay. So with respect to redirection, I'm redirecting the output to the file 2. Let's say file 3. Okay. So generally what I'm giving a some, let's say a, I'm giving as a std in. Okay, standard input. It will throw out the standard out, but it is not throwing here because it will send it to file 3. Let's say simply cat. I'm not using any redirection here. If I am giving a standard input, it will give the same to the standard output. But here in this case, if I'm because of I'm using redirection, the standard output will be goes to the file 3.
We can't do this using touch command. It's only with cat, right, that we can write anything in a file.
Yes. Yeah. Also, you can use echo as well.
Sorry.
Let's say echo hello file 3. You can use whatever the output, you can redirect into a file. That also works. If a file not exists, it will create a new file. If a file exists, if you're using a symbol one greater than symbol, it will simply overwrite the file. If you use double, it will append the file. Even if you are using appending redirection, that's also create a new file. If a file exists, it will simply append. Generally, if you are creating a file with the read arrow, it always, if you click on give an arrow and give a file name, that will create a file. That's all. But if you are using that the file to have this contents, if I'm using file 2, then the contents inside the file will be deleted. Because I'm overwriting with a null into file 2 because of that. But okay, also if I file 4, okay, it have hello in it. If I'm using touch file 4, it won't change the content. I mean, and it won't change to override thing with touch. The content remains untouched. I mean, in the way it only changes the access time. Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
The touch command can only read.
Sorry, touch command.
Can only read.
It's not read. It's like it will change the access time.
Change the
Access time of the
access
Yes.
time.
yeah
When I open the
yeah
file.
here the access time was it's 14:21:35. Okay, if I use touch it will change. Touch 4. You see the access time was changed. Previously it was it is the main process of a touch command, but it can be used to create a file which in a very safe manner. Okay,
Actually, access, modify, and also change, all of them got changed now in this.
yeah. Yeah, but I'm not sure. It will change only the contents. Yeah, but the contents remain. But that is sure that contents remains unchanged.
Yes.
So what is this birth?
Birth is the creation time, but in default you won't see it. But with respect to exam, it's not much. You can see it, but in a different way. Okay. How we can create a file. To create a directory, a simple option will be mkdir on the directory name. Okay, with color combination you can see the directory file given here. Also there is one more option called -f. It will append a slash over the every directory. So in this way we can figure it out. It is the directory, even though if your terminal doesn't support any color or any formatting or like that. But it's not a very big thing or like that. Yeah, just for you. Yeah.
So what is the difference between directory and file?
Okay. You can say in Linux everything is just a file. Okay, even the directory can be assumed as a file or programmed a file. But a directory have the information about the the contents of the inode. Let's say the inode information of the files which is located under here, the file names, all those information will be stored in a directory. A directory contains the information about the files which we are giving into them.
So when we write ls, we get directory as well as file names.
Oh yeah, in ls we get all the files and directory both.
So directory can act like a folder.
Yeah, it's exactly like a folder. In Windows we call it folder, but in Unix based operating system we call it as a directory. That's all. Exactly that. It's exactly similar. Okay. Yeah, in long listing, here I'll deal with the permission. But in long listing, if you want to know what type of what is the whether it's a directory or file, it will be preceded with a D in case of directory. It will be preceded with a hyphen in case of it's a file. Okay. One more command which is useful is mkdir-p. Direct. Okay, I want if let's say I want to create a directory dir1, again the same file, but I don't know whether it's there or not. It will throw an error. So in that case, I can use the -p. It will not throw an error. What does the -p does is, if there is a directory exist, it won't execute the command. I mean, let's say no change, no need to create a new directory. If the directory doesn't exist, it will create it. That's it. Yeah, I mean, it's a very useful command.
It will basically not throw any error.
Yes, that's
Sir, what if we want to overwrite?
override this kid. Honestly, I don't know now, but you can remove the directory and create a new one. That's a one straightforward option. Let's see. In plan page also not anything is given. So yeah, I think as far as I know, you can delete the directory and do it again, create it again. Also, override means one more thing. You want to replace the directory with some. Okay, let me tell you your question again. You want a directory with a dir2 in this case again, but it should not have any contents in it, right?
Yes.
But in this case, you can use the delete all the contents within the directory. You don't need to create a new directory. Yeah, it's a straightforward way we can do. Yeah, the perspective changes, but yeah, the action will be smooth. The result will be smooth. Okay, it's a way we can create a file as well as directory. For removing an empty directory, you can use the command called rmdir, and the option, the argument will be directory name. So dir2 does not have anything. Okay, and dir1 also doesn't have anything. Let's say I adding the files. If I'm using rmdir in directory 1, it won't delete because it will say the directory is not empty. So in that case, what you can do is you can use rm command, give the directory, and give the /-r. It will recursively go through every files. It will delete and everything. Files and directory.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Suppose you have a directory named directory 1, and
Okay.
under this directory there is two files, file 1 and file 2.
Okay.
Then if you write mkdir -p directory 1 and mkdir
Okay. Okay. Now
and
if I want to, okay.
And mkdir only directory 1, then what will be the difference?
Okay. This one comment you said. Another one is -p, right?
Yes.
It doesn't make any. I mean, if there is a directory exists, it will simply done. I mean, it won't do any job. It won't create any new directory. That's all. The only thing is
And
it
now,
won't throw an error.
okay, and now if I want to overwrite in directory 1, then is it possible or not?
I'm not sure. Even I'm not aware about it. With respect to mkdir, in that case, you can delete all the contents within the directory. That's the easiest one.
Okay.
You can see it into the dir, because if you give the rm dir -r, it means it will delete the directory as well. So you can go into the directory and you can use rm star. Star will delete all the files. I mean, all the visible files.
Star will delete all the visible files under
yes.
the directory or the
under the current working directory. Here in this case, the present working directory is within home temp dir. So whatever the files here I'm there, it will delete everything. Let's say I'm creating 9 files. Okay, if I want star will just like a pattern, it will matches through everything. Yeah, it will delete everything.
Okay. And sir, if under a directory. If there is another directory and as well as some files, then
Okay.
how can I remove the whole things in only one command?
Yes. Let's okay. Here's a directory dir.
Hmm.
Okay. I mean,
Hmm.
within directory 1, there are dir 9 more directories are there. It will be dir 11 to 19, 11 to 19. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Within each of them, let's say 10 files are there.
Okay.
There are 10 files are there. Okay. If you want to delete everything, I mean, including the dir
Whole
1,
directory 1.
yes. In that case, you have to use rn -r directory 1. That's all. It will delete everything.
Okay.
Always be careful with this command because it will recursively go and delete everything within a fraction of a second. Let's say if you run this command on your home folder, it will delete everything. Whatever the contents you have, it will delete totally everything. So always be aware about it when you are using -r especially.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So suppose there is a file in directory which don't have write permission, like we can't delete them. So we can delete the directory.
Yeah, if your directory have a write permission, we can. But I'll come to the permission next. I mean later.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank
you. Okay. It's all respect to file manipulation, no? Okay. It is with respect to creation and deletion. It's fine. One more thing. If you want to delete something, you can use -i for prompting for every removal. It will ask you want to delete this empty file. I mean, it will be better if you are using a very cautious deleting with respect to file, unless you don't have lots of files to delete.
So what does -i do?
-i will prompt you every time before the removal. Let's say I have file 2 to file 5. Okay. Let's say if I'm giving rm file 3, it will remove the file 3. But if I give rm-i file 4, it will ask me once again, do you want to remove the file? If I give y, it will remove the file. If I give something else, it won't remove the file. It will be simply that.
Does rm remove empty directories?
Sorry?
Does rm remove empty directories?
Okay. In that case, you can use rmdir.
rm always deletes filled ones, right?
Yes. rm generally deletes the files. But you can use rm to delete the directory as well. Like let's say it will simply throw an error first. But if you use the force, okay. If you use rf, it will delete. If you use simply r, it will delete the file. One. Yeah, if you use r, it will delete the file. If you use f along with r, it won't prompt you anything. It will simply delete everything. F stands for force deleting. It won't prompt you anything. Even though you have I enabled, that prompting enabled, it will delete. It won't prompt you. So never use this command f in this case.
Sir, here is no difference. We are using dash or after directory 1 or before directory
Yeah,
1.
I mean, with respect to Ubuntu, I am taking Linux based on the current shell. There won't be much difference with respect to very basic commands. But if you are using some Mac or like that, the sequence may be changed. There you have to specify in the some order. The standard order will be like the command, options, the requirement for the options. Let's say some option required an argument like that. So in that case, yes, argument. And then if finally the file name or like that. Let's say if I want LSL, okay, I want to list a directory. Okay, then okay, let's say it's a standard way. Respect to LS, I don't. Okay, fine. The standard way is option. What are the options again? Option requirement. Then whatever the arguments you need. But it will work on almost every unit.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Then moving on copying. Creation and deletion. Everything is clear, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Also, one more thing, you can use rmdir. Also, you can use rm-d for deleting the directory. Okay, then moving. Let's say if moving comes with the renaming option also. If I want to move file 1, file 2 to the something in the, okay, let's say I create a directory. I want to move file 2 to the directory dir1. It will move mv - the source and target. Always, most of the command, if you are using moving or copying like that, mostly it will follow the order. The command, the source, and the target or source destination. The same mv command will serve for the renaming option as well. Let's say I have file 4 here. I want to change it into file 44. It will change. It will move it to the file. I mean, simply rename the file.
It does that because file 44 doesn't exist, right?
Yes, file 44 doesn't exist before. I mean, if you are seeing here, right, file 4 alone exists. File 44 doesn't exist. If you are seeing here. So, okay. Also, generally, MV will be recursive. Let's say, okay, I create some contents in dir. There are some files are here. dir1. If I want to move the dir into somewhere, say dir1 to, let's say I'm moving here, dir naming 3. Whatever the files inside the dir1 will be moved to dir3. But okay, next, any doubt with respect to move and renaming?
No. Okay.
Okay. Move is a naturally recursive, so you don't have to specify recursive. Next, we come to a copy command.
Oh, can you please explain the last one? Move directory 1 to directory 3.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, here I have the directory 1, right, which have all these files, which is located in the same my current working directory. Let's say I moved the directory, in case even we can consider as a renaming, but I changed the dir1 to with the name dir3. It will change, it moved all its contents as well. Okay, even better. Okay, I have two directories. I want to move the directory dir3 into new directory. Okay, the dir3 directory will be moved to new directory. Let's see that it is inside the directory 3, but along with its contents. You see, the contents are still there within that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the move works recursively.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So, sir, under new directory, the contents will be appended or will be overwritten?
Only appended.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Then we'll come to copy. Let's say I have a direct. Okay, we'll start with file. I want to copy the file 44 to the directory, which is let's say I want to make a copy of it in the same directory. Let's say I can give the new name here, file 444. You can see there will be a 2 duplicate will be there. One more copy of the same file is existing. So it is not a link, it's the entire file. You can see the inodes as well. So both are different. So both are different files. Okay, on the copying directory. Right. I have so many files in the directory dir8. You can see this much amount of files is there in the dir3. I want to copy the dir8 into new directory. I don't want to move it. So in that case, if I use, let's say simply cp copy dir8 into new directory, it won't do anything. It will say it's not an empty directory. So omitting the directory dir8. So in that case, copy is not naturally recursive. If you want to copy all the contents in the dir8 into new directory, you have to specify -r. Now it will copy everything. It have two directory, dir3 and dir8. If I see the contents of dir8, it is there.
Can we use move?
Yeah, you can use move, but in that case, the copy, it will be totally moved to the directory. There won't be two copies.
Okay.
Two instances of the same directory. I mean, two instances of same file or directory, whatever it is. Yeah, the dir8 is existing here as well as in the inside the new directory as well. Okay. With respect to file creation and manipulation, is it clear? Any doubts?
Sir, can you repeat once again why you need -r
Okay.
for copy?
Okay. If you are using move, right, it will naturally recursively copy all, I mean, move all the files to whatever the destination you have provided. But if you are using simply cp copy, it won't move every let's say whatever the contents inside the folders. So you have to explicitly define or to recursively move every contents into the new directory, whatever the destination you have provided there.
Okay, so in lecture, professor told that we just copy from one file to another.
Yeah.
There is
With
no
respect to file, there is no issue.
So this
let's
is
say
only
you
for
can
directory.
copy. Yeah, it is only for directory. Let's say even we can try with empty directory. Yeah, it won't work. You have to use recursively. Yeah. Even though it is a very empty directory.
Okay.
Sir, that forward slash after new direct is not important. Na?
Yes, not important, but we generally use it to specify it is a directory.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's not important, but if you are using in some context, it will give more context. That's all. It will work because Linux doesn't allow you to create a directory and file with the same name. Let's say I have a file named file5. If I say make directory file5, you cannot create it. So it works. I think in Windows it will allow you to create a file and a folder with the same name. Okay. Okay. One more thing with respect to file manipulation, everything is over. Is there anything you want to? So far we discussed. Any doubts?
Can we similarly copy the hidden files also?
Yes.
All of these will work for
It will work just like that. But only the one important thing you have to know is, let's say, if there is a hidden file, if you are using star, it won't do it. Let's say if ls star, it will go on. Okay, sorry.
You have to give ls minus al, I guess.
Yeah.
Listing the hidden files.
Yeah. But here I don't have anything. But if I'm creating a hidden file, let's say. But I mean, these kind of questions are not involved. Anything will be asked on quiz. I mean, quiz 1 so far.
Yeah, because we don't have terminal there. So.
Yes. But if you are using simply ls, you can't see that. So in that case, ls-a, you can see the hidden file. Same the hidden directory. Yeah.
So
but whatever you can, it is exactly similar. There is no all the operation with respect to regular directory and hidden directory exactly the same. Yeah.
So in the quiz, we will not have PPA or this GRPA kind of questions.
No.
We will have like graded
you have the
assignment.
standard MCQ, MSQ, NIP type.
Okay.
Just like any
assignment.
other quiz you have. So,
okay. Sometimes in some of them we had objective question also, objective and subjective also.
Yeah, everything will be objective based. Yeah.
Okay.
Objective questions. Yeah.
But
if you
not
are
like
using
PPAs, not like PPAs and this thing.
No, you have an entirely different programming exam at the end.
Okay.
So
will there be have a mock exam? So sorry.
No mock exam.
No mock exam, sir?
Yes, no mock exam for quiz. I mean, you have been seen so far. I mean, how it works. Also, you have a 1 week. I mean, one refresher week as well. So there won't be any mock exam. So it will be much similar to the whatever assignments you have seen.
Yes, sir. So last term we had query questions for quiz. So will there be anything like command questions here, descriptives, type something?
Okay. Whatever will be, there may be some command-based questions, but that won't involve any programming. I mean, let's say we can be asking some commands and what does it do, or what is the with respect to the command. That kind of question may be there, but that definitely no programming based.
Okay.
Let's say here I removed all the unhidden file with the R command. So if I -a, it won't delete the hidden file. That's the one thing.
So any command to delete only the hidden files?
Yeah, I'm not sure directly, but use ls -a and but these are it's not introduced in lectures, but you can delete like that. So
But
yeah,
this is the only way to remove hidden files.
and you can use standard,
Or we
like
can remove minus, if we do force remove,
yeah,
like
you
remove minus fr
work, or else you can
dot.
these files. Even let's say okay, it won't show. Yeah, you can use rm dot star.
Okay, dot
I mean, in
star.
that case, it's file, so dot star will work.
But remove star will not work. Remove dot star will work.
Remove dot star won't work.
So we don't need to use the force remove here.
Yeah,
We can just
not
do-
necessary. The force will be generally used in the case there will be some prompting, it will be there. So in that case, in avoid to prompt to say yes to the prompting, you are using force.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like how
Yeah,
we
these
will
are some
remove a single file? Just remove .1.
Yeah, actually, okay. Okay, dot file. So if I'm removing .1, it will do.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, these hidden files and directories are not covered in the lecture, so it won't be there in the quiz. Yeah. Okay, then generally one more thing you can discuss here is clear command. It will simply clear the terminal. One more command called control L. I mean, it's similar to the clear. It is also to the similar thing, but it may be different on some terminal with respect to that. Let's say most of the terminal will append the file. It won't clear everything, but some terminal based on that or some system, the clear will remove the contents and control L will be moving the screen. One more thing, which maybe
so there is no as such command to clear the above all this terminal. Only it is based on the particular terminals. Like you don't have any command. Like control L will still, if you go up, it will show you everything. The history will be shown.
I'm using this terminal alacrity, but
yes.
Yeah.
So how to remove this like completely?
Honestly, I don't know, but maybe it depends on terminal or like that.
So what's in this control L and clear?
Okay, if you are using GNOME terminal, right? The clear will remove the previous contents. You cannot go back there. If you are using GNOME terminal, the clear will remove the contents. The control L will simply happens. But based on this terminal I am using, it works the same. It both are similar for me. Okay, yeah, somebody asked something. Okay, yeah, I move on to next. Okay, what are the commands we have seen is, yeah, some basic commands which you have to know is a date. And date will simply print out the date in this format. Also, if you want UTC, you have to give the -u, and if you want the standard RTC 5322 format, it will be widely used in email communication. So these are things, but yeah. Also
So,
Yeah.
so what does it mean? It's used for email communications.
Okay, the format used in email for communication, that's it. It's just a format. Yeah, if you are using this kind of literal, you can format your contents based on that, but these are not much. You can try on by yourself, but we don't need you to, I mean, memorize all those things. These kind of questions won't be asked on quiz, but definitely on the programming exam. But even though for that, you have to refer the man page. Man page or help. Okay, I'll come to that later. Date is one commonly used command, and cal. It's a calendar which gives the prints the calendar of this month. You can specify that. See the arguments. Even it works best like yesterday or like that. So yeah. You can give yum with month name. With year. If you are giving year, it will print the entire calendar. Yeah. These are the basic commands you can work on. And Calendar will print the calendar in a transposed way. Yeah.
Can you discuss this? There was a PPA 2 of graded week 3. It has something like this, like there was some shell variable month and contains some string value. We have to.
But I can, we'll go with the contents we have because else we don't have time. Yeah, you can ask it on discourse. I mean, because we have lots to cover. Okay, the one more command we have is free. It will give the information about the memory usage in case my system have 8 GB RAM, so it's mentioned as 7.4. The used and the free and shared and available. These are the buffered cache. Available is 4 GB. If you are using the -h, it is a human readable form. If you are using simply free command, it will show in bytes. Okay.
Oh, it is gigabytes in the second one.
Yes. Yeah, it will shorten up to the, I mean, easy for our reading. Here it's only megabytes. Yeah. Okay. Next, okay, the files. That touch. Yeah, the file command file will give the what is the type of the file. It's a simply text, so it will give you ASCII text. So if you are giving like a some other, okay, let's see, compiled file. It will, okay, bash is a, yeah, it's a compiled file. So it is giving the shared object and dynamic. It will give more information about the file. If you are using parsing in a HTML file or JSON, it will show the information about it.
So I have a doubt on what's bin.
What is
Bin bash?
Sorry.
So you've written like file user bin bash. So bin is
Okay, I'll come to that. letter. Yeah. Okay. Here is one file which I stored. It's an image. So it will give a image type. It's a JPG image data along with the resolution, all those things. Okay. Okay. I'll cover some more command. I'll come to that file system. Okay. One important command is who am I? It will print the username who is using this terminal, who is using this version. And you see a cat and less. Okay, less will print you in a scrollable format like what we use in a notepad or like that. If you have very long output, we can do that. Yeah, it's a very short file, so no issues. If you have a very long file, we can use less to it, or else you can use a pipe to pipe the standard output into the less, and you can use it.
So what does VI do?
Okay, VI is a editor. It's just an editor. That's all. On editor we normally use an Linux and most of the Unix based operating system, but you will get to know about these editors in week 5 after the quiz.
So what is this doing? Map VI pipe less.
Okay, actually what I did is I refer the manual of a VI, this command, and let's say edit this command. I went to the manual. That's it. So even manual ls. Manual page of the ls command.
Then what does pipeless do?
Okay, it is showing the output into the standard output, right? So pipes will take the output of the left side of the pipe, standard output of the left side pipe, and provide into an input for the right side of the pipe. STD into the second command. Like that. So it will use less. Next, it's a very large text which I have. It's fairly very large text. Okay, in that case I can use less to read it accordingly. 5 page, 5 page.
And so what does -E here does?
Yeah, I explained in the initially in this session. It will enable you to use the /n here. /n and tab characters, all those things. Okay. Okay, we will move on to. Okay, one more command which you have to use is groups. What are the groups you are belong to? Yeah, because I'm the primary user of this PC, so I belong to all the groups. And if you are going to, if you are in the group of ADM, I mean administrator, you can perform many activities on like in some folders which have permission to admin, like authorization, all those things. If you have sudo, if you are belong to the group of sudo, you can use the keyword sudo to do some operation which permits to like installing a package or like that. Okay. Okay, we'll come to the permission things now. Okay, a permission of a file or directory which is mentioned here, it will be like 10 character. The first character is reserved for let's say in the 9 characters. These are the permission. The first character denotes what is the type of the file, whether it's a link or directory or pipe or like that. So if it's a simply hyphen, we'll consider this 9 character. The first 3 will refers to the user, I mean the owner. The second 3 will refers to the group, and third 3 will refers to the others. Okay, so in simply read permission will give you the read a file or its contents if it's a directory. We'll come to that.
So what does a hyphen mean? Sorry. When
A hyphen means simplified.
that it's a file.
Yes. Okay, I'll create one more directory here. I'm creating some files in the directory. Okay. chmod will change the change modifier. Let's say it will change the permission of a file or directory. The arguments, whatever the options you can give is either by numerical value, it's an octal number, which you can say 0 being the no permission at all. You can refer to the SAT slides as well. And if you have 7, it will be you have all the permission. I'm giving no permission to the directory 1. Okay. The first 0 will corresponds to the owner. The second will corresponds to the group. Third will corresponds to the owner user. Okay, let's say I'm saying user, owner, group, others. Say big O for others. So it's just a octal digit. Let's say 0 can be interpreted as 0. 2. Whatever the number. With respect to this digit, if you say 2, it will have only write permission. If you have 1, it will only have the read permission. Up to 7. Is it clear how the octal numbers are defined? Is there any doubt with respect to this permission string?
So we are groups.
Sorry?
So we are groups, right? Like we who are using this, we come under groups here. Right?
Yes.
Sir, what execute means when we write or read a file, then the file is not execute?
No, it won't be executed. Okay.
So
you are
what
clear with the
execute?
octal numbering, right? Let's say, okay, I'll go to next. Okay, for in my system, LL is alias to ls-l. Okay, ls, these are the things which are alias to. So in short, I'm using LL. Okay.
So what about ALFG? The alias for LN. Yes.
Yeah, all list on the final. The capital G will remove the groups. Not much important. The capital G will remove the group. That F will add a slash after the folder.
After the folder or directory?
Yeah, same.
Sorry, yes,
Yeah,
same.
similar. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So here it's a directory. So I have no permission on. So what I am doing with respect to the user, me? It's okay. There is a one way which if I want to read the contents of the directory, I have to give the only read permission, which is
400.
Yeah. So I have read permission in the directory, so I can ls into it. So, okay. I cannot access the files, but I can access the files inside the directory dir. I mean, which have the file 1 to file 9.
So to get access, we have to put execute permission.
Yes, because that will give the access to the inode number.
Okay.
Okay, it is one way you can give the access. One other way is, because I am a user, give access, I mean plus execute permission or WX with respect to execute permission, G for group, O for others, U for user. I want execute permission, so now I have the execute permission on that folder, which means I can cd into the folder. I cd into the directory. If I don't, okay, but I don't have write permission here, so I cannot remove any files or add any files into the directory. Let's say I cannot touch some file here. No. Okay.
So if I have write permission, then I can delete the file, right?
Yes.
But
If you have a write permission on the directory, you can remove the files. But for that, you have to need an execute permission to get the inodes.
So if I don't have executable permission, but only write permission, then I can delete.
No, because
But
you don't. Let's say okay, then you can list out the contents, right? Let's say okay.
But there was a graded question in week 1, the last graded question.
Yeah.
You can check out that.
To only have a write permission. That graded question is with respect to file, not directory. But if you have write permission on a file, you can delete the file. That. Okay. So I have only write permission on directory 1, but I can list the file. Let's say if I want to get, if you have execute permission, you can get the access to the inode numbers of the contents inside the directory. Okay. If you have read permission, you can read the file names, simply names. Assume like that. Let's say you have a table. Let's say the first column of the table is like okay, 1 minute. Okay. The first column of the table is the names. Okay. The second column of the is inode number. I'm just an illustration. If you have read permission, you can read the names of the file. If you have execute permission, you can read the inode number of the file. Without inode, you cannot. Inode stores inode have the address information, all the information. If you want to do any manipulation, I mean removing or writing or like that, you have to know the inode information. Okay. So even if you have to change anything, you need write permission. Inode will give you the details, but it will not give you the permission to act on it. If you have the inode information, you can delete the file. I mean, what I'm saying is with respect to directory.
So to write, I don't need executable permission for directory.
No, let's say even we can try it. We have a write permission on directory 1. Yeah, you cannot go into that file, execute, so you need execute permission. Simply write permission won't work. It will work with files. If you have simply write permission, you can write into the file. Let's say the file have a write permission for me. Sorry, I gave execute permission. Simply write permission for me. I can write into it. I can write into it, but I can't read the file. I'm giving me execute read permission. Now I can read the file. Whatever I listed here is if I don't have the read permission, I can read the file. The permission with respect to file and directory will be working in a different way. Yeah. For
Sir,
file,
Sir, what is meant by execute file permission for the file, not for directory?
Okay. But it will be very much clear once you get to know about the bash scripts and all those things. Okay. If you want to execute a file, let's say -r. Okay. It is not much relevant to the bash script, but I'll give you a small. Don't worry about what I'm writing here. Just say this script will give me a I mean output hello. That's all you need. You'll get in this. What I'm doing is I'm executing this script. Okay. But for this operation, if I want to do, I need the execute permission. Even more clearly, let's say you'll write out a Python file. Yeah, simply hello world file. That hello.py, it have to give me the hello world, but I don't have the execute permission, so I can't execute it. Permission denied. If I have execute permission, now I can execute.
So, sir, for text file or a normal file, we don't have.
You don't need a execute permission.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Yeah, I mean, when you come into scripting, there are some more subtle things which related to the execute permission like this, but you will get to know that week 5. But just for if you want to execute a command, you need execute permission. Let's say whatever the command ls, right? Ls or all these commands which says wget, but these are executable files. It is located in user bin slash. Okay. Let's say I'm for others. In this case, it is the owner is root. So for the same group or others, I have the execute. I'm command of the group. I control the others. I have the execute permission. That's why I can use this command wget. If I don't have the execute permission for me, I can't use the file wget directly.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So if I am the user, I can delete the file without even any permission, right?
Yes, but you have to use, if you are the owner, right? If you are the owner of the file, you can use chmod and delete the file.
Okay. But not the directory, is it?
Okay, that's a subtle thing. I'll come to that later. With respect to file, is everything is clear? Read, write, and delete. Read means
Yes.
simply read the file. Write means simply write into the file. Also delete the file, which is one case. Execute means this execute operation. With respect to file, is everything is clear for everyone?
So just to confirm, for deleting a file, file permissions are irrelevant, right?
Yes, I'll come to that next. I mean, with respect to simplify, is everything is clear? Yeah. Okay. Okay. We will come to the directory now. Okay.
Sir, if a user have only executable permission, then he can read or write or delete anything?
No. If you have the write permission, then only you can read. Then only you can write the file.
So if only executable permission, then he or she can only cd into it, right?
See, yeah. In the case of a directory, yes. In the case of file, you can execute the file like that.
Executable means for file. What do you mean?
Okay.
If I don't have read or write permission, then what I can do it with it?
Okay. Okay. Simply files. Okay. Read means read the file. Write means you can edit the file, remove the file. Okay. Execute means you can execute the file as a command like that. If in default it will be executed as a bash script. Okay. So like this operator. If you are using, you can execute the file like that. But
can you show with an example?
So far I show the example of how to execute a file.
So only X.
Yeah. Okay. File 1 have execute permission. Okay. It will be echo hello. It will simply print hello. Okay. If I have executed the file 1, it will simply print hello. That's all. It is what we say execution of a file. If you don't have the execute permission, you cannot do this operation.
Okay. Although if I don't have read or write.
Yeah, even though let's say you have read permission, you have write permission to the file, but you don't have the execute permission, then you can't. You can't execute like this. But there are some other way you can, but you cannot do it like this.
Okay.
Okay. Now we come to the directory. Okay. Let's say this directory have write permission, but I don't have read permission or execute permission. So I can't get into the directory, but so I can remove it as well because the files have something, but I can force it as well. So if I have execute permission, then I can delete some files. But for that, I need to know the file name by somehow the inode information. But I cannot read into the directory. Let's say if in a simple case, I have read permission as well. Then I can cat into the file. So, I can read the names and whatever the manipulation I can do. Let's say assume directory as a file, let's say text file. Whatever the contents inside the directory as a file and its what are the sub files and sub directories as a contents of a file. Okay. If you want to remove anything or do anything, if you have the right permission to the file, you can do it. Like in this way, you can execute. If you want to execute a directory, in case you can cd into it. Is it clear? Or
So, sir, to work with the directory, I need all the permissions. I mean,
not yeah, most of the case. But if you don't want to read and write or anything, you don't want the direction. Let's say if you create a defaultly a directory, right? It will give all the permissions, because in somehow you need everything. If you want to cd into the directory, you have to read, you need the execute permission. If you want to create files inside the directory, you need the write permission. You want to read the contents inside the directory, you need write permission. But if you are using a files, you don't need all the permission. You need simply read and write. It's mostly enough for the most of the cases.
okay, sir. So it means that without even executable permission, I cannot even remove the directory, but that is not the case for the files.
Yeah. Okay. I come to that. Okay. Now the directory. Okay. Okay. I'll remove the directory dir1 have the file 1. Okay. Let's say I take away, I know the file 1 it's a very tricky part. I know the file 1 exists in the dir1. Okay. This is the information I already know with outside of the file system. In that case, I remove the read permission of the directory dir1. So okay. So the dir1 doesn't have a read permission. So I can cd into the dir1, but I cannot read the contents. ls dir1 won't work. But I know the file 1 inside the dir1. So I have the permission to delete any contents inside the directory dir1. So I have the right permission. So I can delete. So I can access to the contents inode as well, because I have the execute permission. So in that case, you can remove the file. I removed the file 1. Now it's not there. Let's say I have somehow I know file 4 also there. I removed the file 4, which is inside the directory. To view it, I take the read permission for dir1. I removed file 1 and file 4, which is not there, not here now.
So to do that, the executable and write permission is needed, essential in the directory level.
Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, it's a very tricky part, but yeah. Yeah, always assume this case, like a directory is like a file which have 2 columns. Yeah. First column, let's say the one column is the name of the contents. Another one is the inode information of the files and directories. Okay. If you have read permission, you can read it. But if you have the execute permission, then only you can get the info of inode. But in order to do any operation, you need write permission. So like you know the address of some file by inode information. So you have the right permission. So you can directly, without knowing the name of the file, I mean, let's say somehow you know, with directly from the directory, from the permission detail, you can go and locate and delete the file. Even though the file doesn't have, the file has zero permission for you. Okay, here in this case, all the files have read and write permission. Even if you don't have any permission, I take away all the permission for all the files, file 2 to 9. I mean, 1 is not there, 4 is not there. I go back. I remove the read permission in the file. So I don't have a read permission now. So now I can delete the file. I'm deleting file 2, file 3. But it will ask a prompt me, should I, it's a write protected file, should you need to delete? Yes.
Is this privilege for only for user or anyone?
Anyone who have write permission to the file, write and execute permission on that folder.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So with respect to security concern, if you are giving someone a permission for a directory, then they can do whatever they want within the contents of the directory. So it's better if you are giving allotting someone for permission with respect to permission, you should have a separate folder, a separate directory for them, not like a separate file. Yeah, I removed 2 and 3, so it is not here. Is it clear?
Yes, it is clear.
Okay. One more thing which you want to know. Okay, let's say user, group, and others, right? Let's say if I have access for permission. Okay, let's see. Chmod. Okay. With respect to this, let's say this file 1. Okay. I have, let's say I am the owner of the file. I have all the permission. Also the group which I am belong to. I mean, here it's a group. No one. I only belong to the group called Krishna. The group have the permission read and execute. Others have the permission write. Let's say someone which is in the same group as like a Krishna or like that, who are belong to the same group, who cannot write the file, even though others have the permission, write permission. Okay, I'll explain it even bit clearly. You can see the both screens now, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have one more user called guest. They belong to the group common. CHGRP is a command which you can change group of the file. Common. Okay. Okay, now the file is belong to the owner. I'm the owner. The group belongs to common. The user guest is belong to the group common. Okay, so but what is it saying? So the others, the guest belongs to the group, but the guest cannot write into the file what I am saying, but the others can write into the file. Let's say I'm echo something into the file. Permission denied. Okay, I have one more user, guest 2. Okay, the guest 2 don't have permission for TMP. So, okay, don't have others for. Okay, the guest 2 doesn't have permission. Okay, no issues. I'll explain clearly. But even though the guest 2 is not belong to here, the guest 2 can write into the file, but the user cannot write in the guest belong to the same group cannot write into the file. If okay, it's a worst thing we can do, but just for example, giving it. But you should never do this. I mean, 777 for your home folder is the worst thing. The guest 2 and me, the file owner, have no groups in common. Okay, so guest 2 will comes under others. So if you see that file 1 have write permission to the guest 2, so I can echo into the file. I can go to the file and okay, I'll cut it here. The hyphen is there. Are you clear?
Yes, sir, it is clear.
Yes. Even though, let's say, you may assume like a user is the highest level and a group is the next level, others is the least level, but it is not the direct case. But you say if you are user and if others have permission, then user groups also having permission. You may think about that, but it's not the case. Let's say you have zero permission. I mean, no read and write permission for the folders. Groups also doesn't have a permission. Only the others can read and write a file. I mean, you all the permission. Then those who are in the owner along with the groups, the users who are in the group can't access a file. I mean, literally nothing. But others can access the file. But anyway, the owner can chmod into it, change the permission settings and do all the manipulation at the stage. It is not possible. Okay, with respect to permission and groups and everything is clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Okay, we'll go fast. Links. I mean, links will generate like there are two types of link: hard link, which share the common inodes. Let's say it will be like it is not a copy. Inode is simply like a metadata. Okay. There are some code which refers to some location on your hard disk. So files which have same inodes mean they are hard links. So by default, if you are linking a file, it will be a hard link. How you can verify that is by giving the inode number. If two files have the same inode number, then they are hard links. But the hard links cannot be used outside of the file system. File system in the means, let's say if you have two or three hard disks in your PC, your file is located on one hard disk. You cannot refer or you cannot make an reasonable hard link between across two hard disks. But that can be done with soft link. Soft link also, if you are linking to a folder, you have to use the soft link. How soft link works is, soft link doesn't care about the location, inode information or like that. It simply go to this folder, this file, that's all. How using the option yes, you can create a soft link. The source and the target will be soft link. But soft link have a different inode, which is not the same file. So if you delete the file one or the source file, you cannot use the soft link anymore. But in the case of hard link, you can use the file. But soft link can be used to map any file anywhere in the world. You'll get to know about it later. But you can, if you are in a network, you can soft link a file which is literally sitting on some other person's system. Let's say you have all the permission to that. In that case, you can soft link into the file. Also, a file is constantly deleted and created. In that case, you have to use the soft link, but you know the location. Also, one more thing, while giving the path, you have to give the absolute path to work on wherever you want. Let's say here it is targeted to file one, which is in the current directory, so it is working. I'm moving the file soft link to directory. At the same time, I'm moving the file one hard link to new directory. If you see simply, it will show in red color. That means the link is broken. It is not working anymore. But in the case of hard link, you can move anywhere, it will work. If you want, so based on the, if you are giving absolute path, it will work wherever in the system, or else you can give relative path as well. Whatever I gave here is relative path, so it's not working. So I'll
Just to
remove this
confirm,
file.
question, sir.
Yes.
So you made a hard link to this file. Then
Yeah.
after you made the hard link, you moved it to any other folder. So the hard link will automatically get updated, the link.
Sorry. Actually, I hard link to a file one, and
Right.
then yeah.
Then you move that file to some
Yeah.
other folder.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So the hard link is automatically updated.
Yes. Yeah. Because the hard links will be working on the inode information.
Right. Okay.
So
right.
let's say I moved this file in the same hard disk, so it is working.
Okay.
Let's say I have a pen drive there. I moved it to there. It won't work.
And so the hard links, do they follow the same permissions as the file, or the links have separate permissions for execute? Because they are showing different permissions here. Does it make a difference of what the file permission is and the hard link permission is?
Okay.
Or they'll always be same?
Yeah, we can check it now. Yeah, the file permission is same for hard links. I updated here hard link, it changed.
So what is the file hard link?
The file,
hard link.
File one is the main file. File one hard link is the which file I created a hard link for. File one soft link is the file.
Okay, all right.
And then, sir, if I delete the real file, would the hard link also delete?
Oh no, it won't. It won't be deleted. That's the thing. If you deleted the source file, the hard link will totally works.
Except for deleting everything, other works for both. Is it? I mean, if I update the real file, will the hard link also update?
Yeah, it will be immediately updated.
And in case of soft link, what is it?
In case of soft link also, if you are updating the source file, right? It will be, I mean, it will be it's soft link just like a shortcut in Windows.
Okay.
Exactly like that. I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, what will be the?
Yes.
So what will be the advantage for soft link?
Yeah, if you are storing, like if you are mapping between two different hard disks like that, you can use the soft. You have to use the soft link. Also, yeah, you cannot use hard link for the directories. So only the root can do that, but we never use hard link for the directories. So in the case of directories, you have to use the soft link.
But why, sir? Why it's not usable?
Because if you are using for directory, it will go on recursively. Like you cannot easily transverse into the whole file system easily if you are using that like that. So it is prevented. Yeah.
Then if I move the original file, the soft link will be broken.
Yeah, because I gave the relative path here. Let's say I'll delete this file, soft link. Okay, it is not here anymore. The source, I'm giving the absolute path. File one is the absolute path. It's the file I created a soft link. It works. File one soft. Okay, it has the contents, right? I moved the file from there to here. So the file one soft link is here. It works because I referred by absolute path. Wherever within the PC, it will work.
So when
Even
it
if
will
it is
go,
moved to a different hard disk within my same PC, it will work.
then sometimes ago you showed the soft link is broken now.
Yeah, because there I used a relative path.
So difference between relative and absolute path.
Okay. If a relative path means with reference to where you are here, let's say with relative to the TMP directory, I gave the path. Simply, I created a soft link means, let's say I want to create, okay, 1 minute. CD into new directory. Here the file is hard. I'm creating a soft link with for the file which is hello.py. Okay, the source is with relative to the my current path, which is temp new direct, going to the parent directory, finding the file hello.py. I'm creating a soft link.
Okay.
Okay, so with relative to the current directory, I created a path. So if you listed out, it will, you can say parent go to parent directory. There is a file hello.py. If I move that hello.py to somewhere hello2.py, then the link will be broken because it only know go to the parent directory, find a name hello.py. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, it is even if you are giving here, I did the moving, even if it's a given, if I gave the absolute path, right? If I moved the file to different name, it won't work.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah. But let's say if I am constantly removing a same file and creating with the same name, then it will work, surely. Okay. Okay. Yeah, these are the very basics which I want to tell you. Yeah. Any doubt in this question? We'll fastly move on because we have very few time left. Okay. Any concepts you want me to explain?
So bin and bash.
Sorry.
So you said you would explain bin and bash, like what?
Okay, files. Okay. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay. It's a root directory. So each directory have its own purpose. I mean, if you refer to SAS lecture, it's much clear. The binary have all the stored binary files will be there. If you see, that binary was mapped to a user/bin. Anyway, it is a soft link to that. It's a soft link to user/bin. It have all the binary files here. If you see, so it's a diff. Yeah, it's an executable file. POSIX script executable file. Yeah, it's a totally a file, so we can read it. Maybe if it's a compiled from, we can't read it. So here, if any files is located here, we can simply call it by the same name. Say, yeah, time. Here's a file called time here. So I can simply call it from here. So it will work. It will time the output. Let's say program time the how much time it takes for running an operation. Just an example. That's it. Similarly, boot will have the booting information where the kernel is started. So generally in case of Linux, grub is the bootloader. So we should not be doing anything in the directory, because if we do anything there, we cannot get into the system. Let's say you get into the system login, after the getting into a login page, something is crashes or you can't use it anymore in the form of UI. You can use, simultaneously you can press Control Alt and F3, F4 or like that. You can go into some other console. You can access all the files and do whatever you want without a GUI. But if you did anything wrong in the boot folder, the system will not get into it will not start the Linux. So we should be careful about it. These are about that. This explains it will take more time. If you have any doubt, you can watch Sar's lecture. That will be, Sar explained everything clearly mostly. Yeah. If you have specifically any specific folder, I'll explain here now.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So what is the difference between self variable and environmental variable?
Okay, environment variable is accessible by any script and any program. Let's say, but you will get to know that easily. Let's say equal 9. It's how we define the shell variable. It is accessible only within the shell. But if you export it as a environment variable, it can be accessed by, let's say, wget is a command. If the wget uses that environment variable, you can use it. Let's say one common environment variable is path. So path is the thing where all the commands which we are using, right? The slash bins, the bin will be located here. So whatever we are using commands, right, it will be located inside this path, inside the folders of this path. You can see that slash user bin is here. So the paths, if I add one more path into the shell variable and export it into an environment variable, say, I can access that command directly without specifying the address. So this path is a very common environment variable used by many commands, many programs. It's more precisely.
So if I defined an environmental variable,
yeah.
So will it be accessed means globally? What does it mean?
Yes, globally within the system.
Okay, so what does it mean actually, sir?
Okay, let's say you want to share information. It is not a file or like that within the, but it has to be used within the shell. So in that case, you have to use the environment variable. Let's say a simple example. Let's say you can store your license key in an environment variable. That's the license key is common for the multiple programs. In that case, you can store it as an environment variable, which can be used within the system. Whatever the program which have the same, which wants the license key, it will immediately look there. Okay, the key is there. It will immediately pick it up and do it. It works.
Okay, and for the cell variable A, which we created just now?
Yeah, it won't be available there.
It will be only available in this path, right?
Yes.
Where here.
Yeah, if I say I operate switch another terminal, it is not here.
Okay. And sir, what is the difference in what does these commands do? Print env and env?
Yeah, print env will list all the environment variables.
But the env also does the same now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is the difference between them?
Yeah, but okay. Actually there is. Okay, actually, I'm not sure, but I'll just ask me on Discourse. I'll refer and get back to you later.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between symbolic link and a hard link?
Yeah, that's what I explained now. Yeah, previously. Yeah, you can watch the one lecture. I mean, one live session dedicated for that. I think it's taken by Ankur. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? We'll go to the next one.
Week 4.
Sorry.
Syllabus is from week 1 to week 4.
Yeah, syllabus is week 1 to week 4.
So what does $- do?
Okay. It is the flags set for the bash console. Let's say that H is for history, and this H is for history. B will stand one for stands for brace expansion. Let's say if you want to receive, take input from the argument, you have to use the M. I stands for interactive mode. Let's say if you have interactive mode enabled, then only their prompt will work. Yeah.
So, sir, do we need to remember this bash commands? Because
yeah, the very few shell commands are very important. Like the $-. I mean, I'm not asking you to remember all the flags means. I only want
only the commands you are
Yes.
saying, not the flags.
Yes. Not every flags. I mean, very basic thing. That's not a much important. Let's say, but you have to know how to get the flags. You have to know what does the $0 represents.
Right. No, I am saying about there was a credit question in what does the flags mean in bash, like C, F,
Yeah,
D.
I mean, let's say based on the assignments, it is expected. You can refer. For a quiz, from the perspective of quiz, I'm saying.
For the quiz, I need only to remember the command like $0 and other.
Yeah. These are the very important shell variables you have to know. Let's say what is meant by $, question mark, all these things.
Right.
Yeah. It will simply prints the exit code of the previous command. So it is exit code is 127. It means command not found. Exit code is 0 means it's success. I mean, based on this terminal, it will change its color as well. So
what does backcode do?
sorry, $2 are you saying, or
Like backcodes, we use backcodes in here.
Okay.
Denote variable.
Sorry, actually, these backcodes will be used to execute a command and store it into a variable. Let's say date. If you use a backcode, if you bound a cover any command within a backcode, and you can pass it into a variable. The variable have the output of the date, whatever the command which is passed.
You can't write A equals $date instead.
Okay, let's say from your, if you say A equal to date, if I echo date, what is it stored?
But what about A equals $date, like storing variable?
Okay, okay, fine. A equal to $date. I mean, it refers to a variable which is specified here. But if you say there is $date is nothing specified to anything. Which we never defined the variable date. Date is a command. So in that case, there is one more thing which is similar to that. $, open a parenthesis, then specify date. It is also works exactly like a backtick.
So why like open bracket and curly braces? Like I have confusion.
Okay, curly braces, there are, if you are using here directly, it will have a brace expansion. That's one thing. Or else, when it comes to scripting, right, script, you have, it will be works similar to whatever language, C or like that, C, Java, like that, to enclose some code.
So what's the difference between dollar, curly bracket, and
Okay, dollar curly braces you are asking. Okay, that works for the string manipulation. String manipulation, if your array, if you are storing anything as array, that works. Same. Some string. Okay. If I'm using space, I have to put it inside a double quote. Okay, if you are using dollar curly braces within a str, you can do some string operation. But if you are using dollar str, it is also, the printing will be exactly the same. But if you are using like this, you can do some operations here. You can remove something, remove all the things preceding that. All those things you can do that. Keep only the thing.
And so, like, what will dollar open bracket do?
Okay, dollar parenthesis will execute the command. You see, dollar parenthesis will execute the command inside it, but dollar curly braces will take that as a variable and perform some operation or simply print it.
So dollar curly brackets the same as the backtick.
No. Dollar parenthesis is exactly same like a backtick.
Okay.
Yeah, these are same. Curly braces is different.
Right,
you can do a string manipulation with the dollar curly braces.
So the date which we got printed, it was due to curly braces one, right?
Which one?
In the last line you've written. So
okay, maybe you're confused font. Okay.
The dollar, the output is
Okay.
due to curly braces.
No, not curly braces. The dollar curly braces stored nothing. I mean, let's say. Okay, I'll get it. Date equal to string. Okay, now you can get it clear. Okay, now you get it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, one more command is ps, which ps will store the current running process, I mean, within the shell simply. So if you're using psax, it will show all the process in the system, but it's just to know. So one other thing is man page, how to get information. Man page will give information for most of the commands except the shell built-in. Say ls or and tree, which I have some external library installed, so it will give the man page for it. One more thing, if you are using something like a --help, it will be mostly a brief help. Let's say most of the options will be given as a --help, but it will be very much you have more contents in the man page. If you forget the options, you can use --help, but it will print out all the output. So you can use less to prevent it. One more thing is info. It's just like a documentation for the command. You can browse using, go and list all those things. It's a very much detailed. Yeah, short one is what is w. If you don't, you know the command, you don't know what is the command to, simply say what is. It's a non-interactive network downloader. It is simply download files. wget is used for. Also, you want to search some commands based on some keyword. Let's say that keyword will be present on this description. Maybe it will be part of the command name or description. In that case, you have to use apropos. Let's say for something related to network, if we say apropos, it is provided in the network. The argument which I gave is given in the description or in the name of the command. Okay. One more thing is, if you use help, help is generally used for shell built-ins. Let's say if you use man cd, it says no manual entry for cd. If you say what is the type of the command, it's a cd is a shell built-in. In this case, you have to use the help cd. It will give the information about it. So it changes the shell working directory. Also, whatever the shell built-ins, you can simply type help. It will print all the shell built-ins. If you say bg sending a job to background, fg is taking from the background, all those things will be a shell built-in. These shell built-ins can be differs for Mac or some other shell. Mac will say default use Z shell. Those will be different. Okay. Okay. So a stat command will be mainly used for getting information about the file. How many blocks it has in, what is the unit input output block which defined by this system. Also, one more is du. Okay, here is the thing. You see the size of the file one is 6, but if you are using du command, it is saying 4 kilobytes. Because du command reads the overall IO block. Okay, this block will refers to the, in default, you have the 512 bytes of data. It's a standard sector type. So if you are using here, it will give you the 8 blocks. It will be in the multiple of 8 blocks. So that's why if you are using du to read a file, it will read the entire block size. But the actual files, if you want to know the actual file size of the file, you have to use the stat command. Or else LL also works. Yeah, LL also LSL will also gives the actual file size. Okay. Anything
So what
else
is
you
the
want to know?
relation between the block and the IO block?
Okay, the block will say how many sectors that IO block has been on a single input or output block has been divided into. In generally, it will be 512 bits. Let's say your disk, right, hard disk, it will be divided into small blocks. Let's say by default, most of the case it will be 512 bytes. So, but it will be referred as a 400,096 as an entire block size. Okay, is it clear?
Can we calculate file size from the given IO block and blocks? No, again.
File size from IO blocks and blocks. No. I mean, you can calculate the entire file size. Okay. Let's say you have it will be multiple of some 8 only. So in case it's a 512 sector. So if we have a 16, so you can say the total space allocated for the file will be like if it's a 16, it will be around 8 kilobyte.
In that case, if there is such question, the size of the blocks would be mentioned, right?
Yes, but you can defaultly get using the stat command, it will give the actual size.
No, like if it comes in the quiz, we are not able to do anything like so.
Yeah, but those things will be provided for you. I mean, you have to know that SAR whatever given in the from the lecture, it will be given.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Whatever based on the lecture assignments, practice, all the assignments you have seen, right? The quiz is based on that. Nothing extra from that. Either it will be on the lecture, either or you have seen it on assignment. Okay. Yeah. One more thing, with respect to jobs, you can send a job to go to background or by Control Z. I'm in a sleeping process for 50 seconds. I can give Control Z, Control Z. It will push. It will temporarily stop the process. But if I give FG, it will take the background to. I mean, it won't send it into background. It will temporarily suspend the process. It will take it back. So I can terminate it with Control C, or I can run it back in the background with ampersand at the end. So if I use PS, I can see the job is running here. Okay. Also, one more thing, whenever you type PS, there is always some one command called PS, which is located here. No, because it refers to itself. I mean, the previous command which was executed. It will be changing for every instance. So PS includes that data as well. Okay, so okay, jobs. So running job. If you want to kill a job, you can use kill 9. For that, you need the process ID. Okay, the sleep has been entered. The process ID is 23728. I want to kill that, so I can use kill 9 for totally complete. Send OS to kill the job. The job has been killed. If I use PS, it is not there. Okay, some common exit codes. 0 for success, 1 for failure, 2 for you don't have permission and you executed that file. And yeah, these are very, if you killed a process using Control C, you will get the exit code as 130. Okay. One difference between a background process and a co-process is you can, the co-process will run asynchronously, but the background process will be totally independent of your current shell. I mean, current process you are running, whatever the other process. So that those kind of very advanced questions won't be asked here, but you can refer to a discourse forum which I explained clearly. How can you give input to a co-process and take out from it? Yeah, but that not that much will be required for a quiz. But yeah, anything else you want to know?
Sir, related to this, or any questions?
I mean, with respect to quiz.
Quiz one. Okay, sir. Will you be releasing a mock quiz?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, it will be much similar to the assignments, and you have been lots of exams, right? So you have the idea how it will be.
Yeah, but we don't know the pattern. That's why we're wondering what the mock
Yeah,
test.
it's always be simple MCQ,
Okay.
MSQ type. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
whatever that within the time allotted, you can do it surely.
Okay, so can you just 3 questions related to today's video? The
Yeah.
free command. Could you run the free command, please?
Free.
Yes, sir. So the free gives us in what? In kilobytes, right? Not in bytes. Because you ran free X.
Yes.
Yeah, so it did not
for
match.
yeah.
It did not match.
Yeah, it will be giving in kilobits.
Yeah, because it was not matching. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
So you said bytes, so I was wondering.
Yeah.
Okay. Second is you put a job into sleep in the background and it was waiting there, right?
Yes.
So how do I resume it instead of killing it?
FG. Foreground.
Okay. And then what do I do?
Okay.
There are multiple jobs there, then how do I bring it back? If I want to bring one of them back.
Okay, I think that's not possible. I think. Okay.
Okay, then leave it. So then it's not there.
Yeah.
And I have a question of exploration that I was trying out.
Okay.
I don't know the logic of why it's happening. Can I paste it in the chat?
Yes. Yeah.
So there are 3 variations of this. Right?
Okay. Oh, 1 minute. I'll open the chat.
So ls pipe ls.
Okay. Actually, it's a single line command or it's a different line?
So each of them are separate commands.
Okay. One is ls pipe ls, right?
So what is happening here? Nothing different, right?
Yeah. Actually, ls doesn't take any input from the user. Okay. That whatever the requirements for the ls should be given as an argument.
Okay.
Okay. Right. The pipe will works from give us a std in, not as arguments.
All right. So if I try the second version, that's ls and then space and ls in backticks, not pipe, backticks ls.
Yeah, because it will. Okay. You are evaluating for an argument here. So it is just like a ls and x. It takes every output as arguments. Looks like this.
Okay, so x argument. So there is a
it is much similar to that.
Okay. And the third one gives an error. If I put a pipe in between the previous one, ls backticks, if I put a pipe, it gives an error. Because the arguments are trying to evaluate the arguments separately. Yeah.
Okay. How it works is this hyphen ls, right? Backtick ls will be taken as it's exactly similar to whatever the file contents inside, right? File 1.
Right.
Whatever what you are writing here, it will be exactly similar to it.
So we'll take it one by one.
Yes. Yeah, okay. It's exactly writing instead of I did it.
I understood now. Thank you so much. That's clear for me.
Okay.
I got it. I understood. Once you said x arguments, I understood.
Yeah. Because it is also working in because it is also not taking
any. This will not work. Yeah. So this will not work because the arguments will become like a command now.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Sir, I just want to mention one thing. In that second ls and then a backtick ls without the pipe, if there is a directory in that one, it will print it separately. Otherwise, if it's just a set of files only, it will just print out the same as a regular ls.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You can give a directory, or if it's executed with no argument, it will act on the current directory. It is much similar to ls dot. Okay. So if you are giving any directory, then it will go on and list out the directory. Or if you are giving a file name, it will list only the file. In the case of any other information, yeah, it lists out for that particular file. One important thing you have to know is actually I have files. Okay. ls works in this way. you have to use the asterisk. Then just like a grep, I can use file. It starts with F. Okay, let's say 1. Its start can be yes or okay. Yeah, nothing. You know, the echo star will give all the contents within the file directory, right? So if you use star D, it can give the contents which have a, it starts with some any other character, and after that you have the contents and the name D. If you are starting with D star, it will start with D and it have any character after that. Also it works like, yeah, the DD means it can be 0 or anything. It is also one thing. Also you can use some characters like EL like that. Sorry. Okay. Okay, it will works with LS. Okay, just leave it like that. You can ls list out only the files which starting with the F and star. These are the things also works. Okay, I'll quickly wrap up the important commands which required for grep. Okay, that capital E will execute the pattern as a extended regular expression, and yeah, E will be using for if you are using more than 2 patterns, you can use hyphens lowercase e. I, very important thing is ignore case. These are very important parameter. I, yeah, O. If you are using hyphen O, it will print only the matching pattern, not the other contents. So it will hyphen O will be very much useful when you are using the cut operation or like you need only the matching pattern. Then you can do all the whatever the operation you can. Okay. Yeah, R will go recursively. It doesn't need any directories. If you want to specify a directory, you can, or else it will take the current directory. It will list the file names. If you are using R, it will work. Okay. Yeah, these are very important options you need to know on grep. Yeah, I forgot. It involves the match. It will give the lines which doesn't have the ever pattern. By default, the grep will always take the line, and if your pattern will overlaps between 2 lines, it won't be detected. So it always takes by line. So that should be, you must be careful. Yeah, I think most of them I covered.
Sir, can you explain the graded assignment for question 6?
Which one? Graded assignment?
For week 4, question 6. Both the options 1 and 4 should be correct, right?
Graded assignment. Yeah, you are referring to graded assignment 4 option. Okay, that E grep, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, option 1 and 4 is correct. Yes.
But it is showing only option 4 is correct, accepted answer.
Okay, I'll look into it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. If there are no questions, we'll wind up the session. Or else, if you have anything else, you can ask me. Any specific topics you want me to explain? Yeah. With respect to shell variables, you can define an array by -a, declare -a and the shell variable name. If it's a associated array or much similar to a dictionary, you can declare it with a -a. The assignment is much similar to both. Also, one important thing about the bash array is it need not to be contiguous. Whatever the keys you are giving, right? The index, it need not to be one next to each other. It can be anything. So it can need not to be like that. So yeah, index.
But what are these values which we are getting? The 0 and 100?
The indexes. Indexes, if it's a associative array, like a dictionary, you will getting the keys.
Okay.
So sir, in between the third brackets, the @ sign is for all.
All, yeah. For if you want to get all the elements, you have to use it. Or else, if you are using simply echo ARR, sorry, it will print only the first element. If you want to get the all elements, you have to use the @ symbol.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah. If you are using a hash in front of it, it will print a number of elements in it.
And the exclamatory sign is for keys.
Yes.
Okay.
For dictionary, I haven't defined anything, so it is giving nothing. Give the people, it will give the key, it will give the values. Okay. Yeah, there are some restriction you can apply on the shell variables. Let's say plus I for integer, plus L for it should be only lowercase, plus U for uppercase, plus R for read only. But one thing about the restriction is you can remove it by -R. Sorry, if you are using -R, hyphen plus the restriction, it will add into it. But if you are plus I or whatever it will remove the restriction. But only with the exception, if you are using -R read only as a character, I mean variable A, echo A, it have no, yeah, it have the data in it. If I want to assign anything to it, it is a read only variable. I cannot reassign it. It's not possible. If you are done variable as a read only, it's done.
Sir, for grep and egrep, do we need to, if some unknown flag is mentioned in the question, will it be given that this works like this, or we have to
no,
remember?
actually, what I said, right? Whatever I mentioned, the very few options, right? It has to be there.
Okay, okay.
So could you also show filtering when you echo the array?
Okay, echo the array. I mean, filtering in the sense, okay, slicing you are saying?
No, when you echo array at the rate, then you can do slash star square bracket a similar to graded assignment for question 2.
Oh, okay. It is what I already told. Say. It will give the number of elements in it.
No, it will show elements which do not have a certain character.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah, if you put the slash and star, then what it will? How will the array will be displayed?
Okay, for that, right? That will actually the graded assignment was with the strings. It is not with the array.
There was one with array.
Yeah, that was with. Okay, actually, you said respective graded assignment 4, question 4, right?
Question 2.
Question 2. Okay. Okay, it will replace the comments. But that will be done on every
Slash star, then bracket A and A, capital A, and star slash.
Okay. Okay. We'll write it in a different way. If it's have 2 or 3 in it, yeah, it will remove everything.
Remove.
Yeah, I mean, if it's have a value 2 or 3, then it will remove everything. Let's say it have only 2. Let's say 9. Yeah, it will remove the entire word.
So you say.
I mean, remove in the sense it will not alter the array. It will only print. It will not print the array. It will alter and alter the. It won't alter the original array.
Okay, it won't alter.
Only the printer. Yeah.
This only printing in terminal is different.
Yes.
So whatever between slash star you are giving in bracket, that that element it will not print.
Yeah, it will not be altered.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. That was.
What is that pattern called? It is not normal regular expression, no, within the.
Yes, it's not regular expression, but in regular expression, it is similar as dot star. In when you are using bash, right, a star will be mapped into any character or number. But if you are using a grep with with respect to regular expression, the equivalent will be dot star. Dot will map into any character except null and new line. So that star will denotes the number of occurrences of that character.
Okay.
Yeah. Regular with respect to regular expressions also, I think SAS slides will be very clear, and star will be like a 0 or more, plus will be 1 or more. If you are using question mark, it will be either 0 or 1. It is a modifier. I mean, it says a number of occurrences. You can use a square bracket for like a number, anything list or group, in not group. You can say any characters within the square bracket, like that.
So it will be taken as A or B or C, right?
Yeah, anything. Yeah, anything in A, B, or C.
Or AB or will it also include AB, BC or ABC? That pattern will also include it?
No, no. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I am saying yes. Okay. ABC star means it can be any times. Okay. Whatever the file contains the A, B, or C, any character that will be matched.
Okay.
If you want to specifically match with ABC, you have to group it and say it will match.
So this will be A, B, C exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
If you want in that case group with R, you have to use A, B, C or D, E, F. In this either ABC or DBC. It's not either or, it is inclusive or. So it will be ABC or DEF. Just like a square bracket within a single character, right? It will work with a string. Yeah, okay, we can try that. It's matching with HAL, exactly. But if I say square bracket, it will match with either H, E, or L wherever in the document. Is it clear, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Important thing with the cut is actually cut is a very simple program. Important options you have to know is C will cut by character. D will be the -D will be the delimiter. Default it will be space. Default it will be tab, but you can define -D and by space or whatever the character you want. F will take out the field. Yeah, this is a very important thing with cut. I mean, mostly used. Okay. One more thing. If you are using regular grep and egrep, you have to know the. Let's say if you are using grep, you have to escape the characters like a dot. If you want to match with the dot character exactly, you have to escape using escape characters. All the if you are using parentheses or all square bracket, you have to escape with it. All those things. In the case of egrep, you have to escape the grouping and all those things as well. That will be much given in the man page. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. These are things. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. One more important thing: the file redirection. Okay. You can redirect an output with a. If you want to redirect only the error, then you can use 2, then the greater than sign, and you can redirect to a file. It will have the file. If it's a one, if you want to redirect both input and output into the same file, you can use ampersand and sorry, ampersand and redirect into file error. It will take both in output as along with the output, along with the error, standard error, or else you can do 2 and ampersand. Yeah, it is also much similar to that. Okay. You have to take all the output, then take the standard out and put it into file 1. Okay. Yeah. This one and this one are similar. Okay, if you are using shell variable with string manipulation, if you use remove a pattern, then you have to use a hash. Remove only one pattern, use hash. Remove all the pattern, use double hash. If you want to keep the pattern, you can use percentage. One pattern, all the pattern, use double percentage. If you want to replace it, you can use a slash and whatever the pattern and replacing text. If you want to replace everything, you have to use double slash. One more thing. Changing into uppercase, first character, all the character will be double upper cap. For lower character, you can use double comma. Okay, yeah. I think I covered most of the things. Okay. If there anything else, or else we'll wind up the session.
So there was a command through which we can store the output in the file as well as display on the.
Yes. It is called T. You have to pipe it into a T, and you have to give the file name. It will show, you see the output in a standard output. Also, you can store it in file T. It is stored in file T.
Got it. C.
Okay. Yeah.
We have one more session, no? Before quiz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a Friday session. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then we'll
But
wind up
sir,
the session. Yeah.
sir, in Friday in calendar there is no session for system commands.
No, there
Yes,
is.
sir. There is no session.
There is.
Okay. But okay. I'm not sure, but yeah, if it's available, it will be available. If it's there, it will be available on calendar.
Okay.
Okay, then. Yeah, we'll wind up the session. Yeah, thank you all. Yeah, if you have any more queries, you can ask me and discuss.
Actually, there is no session. It just says week 5 release system command for Friday. But there is no link for Zoom or YouTube.
Okay.
So will there be a session? Like,
yeah, I most probably there will be a session, I believe. I'm not sure,
okay.
but yeah, if there is a session, it will be updated in your calendar, surely.
Okay.
But this session is intended for the revision, quiz 1 revision. That's it.
Okay, it would be nice if we'll have one more like questions and all. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you all.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.